and Kate. Hey, how are you doing?
Hey,
I'm
Caleb.
not too bad.
Good to see you guys. Man, I don't think I've actually ever seen either of you during this entire time, so it is kind of
Yeah,
nice to talk to some other people.
I saw you on the street with chalk,
Oh yeah,
playing with chalk with Mila.
that's right. Yes, I was drawing my Easter bunny.
Yeah.
That's right. So, okay, well, thanks for joining us. Why don't you tell everybody where you're originally from, where you're currently living, and if you have any pets.
You want to go first, Ben?
I was actually ladies first. I was gonna.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I'm Kate, and I am originally from Humboldt, Saskatchewan. I grew up on a farm just 20 minutes outside of Humboldt. So, yeah, in Humboldt, but on a farm. And I'm currently still in Cairnport. I didn't leave after everything happened with COVID, so I'm still in my apartment in Cairnport. And I don't have a pet here or at home, but I grew up with dogs my whole life. So I love dogs, and I wish I had a dog now, and I'm very sad, actually, that I don't have one, because I feel like this is the perfect time to get a puppy and train it, but I just haven't done that yet.
Can you have a dog in that place that you live in?
I'm actually not sure,
Oh,
but
okay.
I would move for a dog if I could.
See. So there could
Yeah.
be a dog in the near future.
Yeah.
Maybe. Ben, what about you? Tell us where you're from.
I'm Ben. Though my flag says Newfoundland, I'm originally from Toronto.
Nice.
I live in Karen, actually, living that fun high life of Karen living.
Whoa. I thought you lived
Actually
in
not-
Cairnport.
No, I live in Karen. I Cairnport was too much of a hustle and bustle for me, like too
Mhm.
Too
citywide.
busy.
I need too many people, so I had to leave.
Right.
Yeah, I've never really owned many pets. Like I've owned a couple fish here or there.
Oh, yeah.
My parents were pretty anti-dog. I had 4 turtles though.
Whoa.
4.
One died. Yeah, well, I had 3, and then one died, so I bought another one. One died of like a skin disease, I guess, and then the
Sounds
other
like
3 I boiled alive.
It sounds like a math problem. I had 3, 1 died, so then I have 4.
4 altogether, but I only had 3 at a time.
Oh, okay.
So
That's a
one
lot of
died.
turtles.
Yeah, the turtles, they were cheap, and they were easy to take care of at some point. But, yeah, they, one
Well,
died
I
of like
think they were pretty easy if you were killing them all.
I didn't kill the first one, but the last 3, I was cleaning their cage, and I was like cleaning it with hot water, and I thought, I like a hot tub, like a nice little hot bath. So I put them back in the water. They all boiled alive.
Oh.
Oh, my goodness.
At a nice funeral for them. I have not owned a pet since.
Oh, man.
Probably a good thing.
Okay, Ben, I saw on your Instagram that you brought cows to Cairnport at one point. What's the story behind that?
Okay, so the story actually starts without me. I was in Kenosee Lake with Kate in the YQ team.
Good
Yeah.
count.
YQ stuff. And then while we were away, one of the RAs was with myself and Kate at Kenosee, Travis. And then another RA was in North Dakota. So they brought cows on the hall to meet girls. There's so many easier ways to do that, but that's like the main point. And then kind of 2 weeks later, they were like, we should do that again. But Blair, the RD, told us we can't bring it on the hall.
Right, fair enough.
So we went to the Briarport, I think that's what, no, Karen Crest or something like that. Dairy farm, asked if we can borrow a cow. They were very like, yeah, sure, go ahead. You want the small one? And so we loaded them in the back, and then we just brought them to meet girls. But I
Nice.
didn't use them to meet girls.
I see.
I used them to hang out with because my life is very lonely. Very few friends.
That's awesome. Okay, here's the next question. What is the strangest thing that you guys have done during COVID so far? I know this wasn't on the questions I sent you ahead of time, but I want to hear what you guys have to say
Oh, wow.
on the spot.
I don't think I have like a strangest thing. I've just really followed all of the COVID trends. Like The whipped coffee, I make that literally every day, even though it's average. Like, it doesn't even taste that good. I just make it because it's a new thing that I've learned how to make. And then me and my roommate spent one evening debating getting bangs, like cutting our hair. She already kind of has bangs, so she just gave herself a little trim, and then I just cut weird front pieces to be a little shorter. I don't know if you can see that at all.
Yeah, we can see that.
I was too scared to go like with a straight across, but I probably watched like 40 videos of other people like cutting their bangs.
Wow.
But I couldn't do it. I couldn't commit to that. It was too intense. But
nice.
Not really strange, but just like really basic.
Oh yeah,
a basic COVID person.
Cool. What about you, Ben? Strangest
Ben,
thing.
you can't shake your head. Your head is shaved, and I know that you did that in this season. That's a COVID haircut.
No. See, I cut my own hair anyways. Thank you very much. I do it myself. And I don't know, like, I've been like kind of cleaning, which is weird for me. I clean my room, which was super. I hadn't done laundry in like maybe just after Youthquake. I think just after Youthquake was the last time I did laundry. My life got busy, Kate. Busy's my life.
It's a good thing you live out in Karen, otherwise we'd probably smell your place.
Oh no, it didn't smell bad. Like, I would wear something once, throw it on the ground, and then all the clothes that were on the ground were mostly clean because I just didn't put them away. So I like cleaned my room. I watched a lot of reality TV. Netflix put out a lot of reality TV stuff. Love is Blind. I got really into that with my girlfriend, so we kind of already had like the characters that we liked and what we didn't like.
Did you watch Tiger King?
I did. It's so bad.
I still want to watch it. I like have almost watched it so many times, and then I just can't. I just turn it off. I just don't want to be that person.
Like, it's garbage. It's like straight garbage. But you're like, I gotta keep going. I need to know, because they keep like giving you little taste of like what's gonna happen. You're like, I can't wait for this to like just explode everywhere. and it does at the end.
Wow.
Nice. That's great.
Good.
Okay. Why don't you guys tell us, what was the most glorious moment of your teenage life?
That was.
Want me to start?
Yeah, you go.
Okay. Grade 12. I had a teacher named Mr. Steele. He's never going to watch this, so it's fine. Mr. Steele ran the news, kind of like, we had our own news channel.
For your school?
For our school, yeah. So I did all the sports analyzing.
That's so cool.
Our sports team sucked, so it wasn't a lot of analyzing. It was like, hey guys, please show up to the games. They need morale boost. What they need is better players. So I would do the sports analyzing, and he really liked me as a student. I did really well in his class, and he thought I was a pretty funny guy. I don't know why, but when valedictorian came around, he like said to me, Ben, who's like the valedictorian person? And I'm like, I don't really remember. And he's like, whoever it is, they should quit. You should become valedictorian. He said it right next to the valedictorian. And the best part is the valedictorian was the president of was the student body president of like that news channel. And she was very close to him. And he just insulted her and said, I'm so much better than her. I felt so good about myself.
Wow.
Now
That's
she's
awesome,
living in a sorority house, and I'm living in Karen. So who won? Who won?
Who won?
Oh boy.
That's so funny. I don't know if this is the most glorious. That's like such an interesting word to use to describe any moment. But it's probably my favorite moment. So all throughout high school, I didn't do any sports. Like, I danced, so I didn't do any school sports. I didn't have time. But in my grade 12 year, my dance season ended, and then track and field started like after my dance season ended. So I had nothing going on, but I'd never been in track before. But all of my friends were doing it, and it was like my last year of high school. And I was like, you know what, this might be a good time. I have so much time on my hands. Like, maybe I'll just do track. And so, and my brothers have always done track. And so like, I obviously like knew whatever. I knew about it. I just never did it. And then, so I joined, and all I did was high jump. I just signed up for one event. I was like, I'll just do high jump. Like, I was a dancer, so I could kind of jump. And I did everything else looked like way too much work. And so I was like, I'm just gonna do this one event. I'll like do the workouts and stuff with everyone else, but like who cares if I do well? Like I'm just doing this to like hang out with my friends more. And so anyway, fast track to like the district meet, where you're like against everyone in the district, and then the top 2 go to provincials. And it was right before my event, and my younger brother was also at the meet, and he rolled his ankle doing his event. He was in hurdles. And so this was like a huge upset because my little brother was really good at track, and he had like gotten gold in provincials the year before for hurdles. And so everyone was like super excited to watch him like do it again, and like was there to cheer him on and like all this stuff. And then he hurt his ankle, and so everyone was like, oh, like that sucks, like whatever. And so then right before my event, my little brother comes up to me, he was like, Kate, you have to make it to provincials. I was like, I'm like literally here for fun. Like, I'm not going to do well. Like, this is a huge joke. And he was like, no, like, there has never been a year where Giddings doesn't go to provincials. Like, but that's not even a big deal because it's like my older brother and him. Like, that's all the people. So that's it. But I was like, Jared, like, I really don't think that that's going to happen for me. Like, these girls look a lot better, and I don't even really know what I'm doing here. And so whatever. I start the event, and we're going, I'm jumping, and all of a sudden I'm, like, doing really well. And I'm already jumping at a height that I hadn't jumped in practice. I'm like, oh, like, maybe the competition is, like, getting me all fired up, and I'm, like, doing really well. And then all of a sudden, we're down to the final 3. And so it's me, another girl from my school, and then this other girl. And my coach pulls me aside, and she is like, I need you to start taking this seriously because you could actually make it to provincials if you start to try. And I was like, oh, okay, like, maybe I will. And she was, like, stern. This teacher had always just been, like, super friendly and whatever. And all of a sudden now she was, like, very serious. And I was like, okay, I'll try. And at this point, it was high jump was kind of at the end of the day. So at this point, there was just the relay left, and all of the students from my school that were there were kind of like gathering around. So now there's this like huge crowd of people watching, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like I better make it or else this is gonna be embarrassing. And so the girl who was also from my school jumped and missed, and then she was out. We only had 2 attempts, and it was about to be my second attempt. And I like look over, and there's like all these people from my school, and then my coach is just staring at me, and I'm like, okay, I need to make this jump. And I literally said a prayer. I was like, just make the jump, Kate, like, come on. And so whatever, I ran, I jumped, I made it. And as I like came up from the mat, I like literally sprang up. I had so much momentum. Everybody from my school like stood up and started cheering and freaking out because like now I was the top 2 and I'd like made it to provincials.
Sick, yeah.
And it was just, it was the most random. Like I never would have anticipated that moment in my high school career. But yeah, that was like probably my moment of glory, was that little moment of making it to provincials for the one event that I wasn't even supposed to be in. And then also beating a girl from my school who like literally trained, like she was a part of a track club, and I beat her. So it was just like, it was so bizarre. And then I went to provincials and I got 18th. So I did not do well there.
Still, you made it to provincials.
Yeah. Sorry, that was a really long story. I should have.
No, it's your most glorious moment of your teenage life. So you need to tell it, and you need to let it be known. Okay. Why don't you guys tell us what's something that God's been teaching you lately? A little bit shift in tone here, but what's something that God's been teaching you lately in your life?
You go, Ben. I just talked for a long time.
Oh, I went first last time. Like especially during this time, I feel like I spent a lot of hours working like this past semester. Did a lot of stuff for Sodexo, did some TA stuff, YQ stuff, and so I've had like the next like nice like 2 weeks of just rest, and like legitimate rest, not having to pay attention to papers. And you know, I think that's something that I never get rest, and like a proper amount of rest, actually like finding myself doing nothing, and really just the only thing I can do is you know, really read the word, and actually not just for school but for myself, which is really nice. It never gets to happen because I'm either so tired that I need to take a nap, or I have like 9 more things I have to do that day. So really like rest. Next week I started up school again at U of R.
Oh, right on.
No, it's not right on. It's
You
garbage.
just
Let me bash U of R for 2 hours. They have not been helpful whatsoever, so they've been adding more stress in my life. So
shoot.
this little rest, trying to get to do things that I never get to do. Like I sat outside yesterday and did nothing, which was nice. I literally just sat there in my yard on a chair and just looked at like the clouds, which was super great. So just a nice little restful time. I think a lot of people can take advantage of that.
Nice. It is nice to be able to just sit and be quiet. Yesterday I got up in the morning. I just started this new habit. It makes me sound really good, but I just started it of running in the morning. And yesterday there was like this beautiful rainbow at like 6:30 a.m. across the entire sky. And the sun was shining, and then it started to rain. It was just like this perfect moment, and it was just kind of cool to think about God as our creator, and he's the one who created all those things. But cool. Thanks for sharing, Ben. Kait, what's God been teaching you lately?
Yeah, pretty similar to Ben's. I had just another really busy last year, I guess. And so this season has just really taught me how much I need to slow down, and not like slow down and stop like working towards things or, picking up new things to do. But especially my mornings, I feel like I used to just get up and try and get out of the house as fast as possible to get on to other things. But I really do, just benefit so much from taking my time in the morning and just slowing every single thing that I do down. And so I've just been really trying to develop a good morning routine, and that's been going like really good so far. Just like even with my devotions, like again, just instead of rushing through them or just like reading whatever chapter or verse I had to do for like that day that was like scheduled, instead of just reading it, quickly praying about it and getting out of the house, like actually taking the time that I need to go through it, and pray through it properly. I don't know if using the word properly is right, but actually just having time to sit in it and not worrying about rushing to the next thing has been really nice. And I've been reading a book, I forget who it's by, but it's called The Liturgy of the Ordinary. And it's written by an Anglican priest, where she just kind of walks through the ordinary things of your day and how each of those things are like a liturgical practice. And so I've been reading like a chapter every couple days and then really focusing on whatever that chapter talked about in that day. And so that's also just been like really helpful. And I think like I got it at the perfect time, like to actually sit on what she's talking about with each of these ordinary daily things, because that seems like what my whole day is now made up of, these ordinary things, because I don't leave my house. But really thinking about what each of those things mean as like a liturgical practice. And so just like, for example, the first chapter is literally just called Making Your Bed, and how the habit of making your bed and like preparing it for the day and then that night, and then what that looks like for yourself. So what do you do first thing in the morning to prepare for your day that will prepare you for the night, that will prepare you for the next day. And so she talked about how she was never a like bed maker, and how she actually thought it was silly when people would make their beds, because like, why would you make it? You're just going to make it messy again and sleep in it. So it's kind of redundant. But how after she started doing that, it would just trigger something in her mind that it would cause her to pause and then actually pray just right in that moment. So she said she'd make her bed and then sit on it and then just pray. And it started with being like 1 to 2 minutes of just sitting there like in silence or praying. And then it turned into like, sometimes it would stretch out to like half an hour, and then it just like totally amplified her prayer life. And so I've just been trying to do like little things like that from what I've been reading in this book. And it's just been really, just really helpful, and really helpful in the slowing down, but in a purposeful way, not just like stop working, but focusing my attention on something more. So.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, hey, thanks for sharing, and thanks for sharing to you, Ben, as well. Before we sign off here, do you guys have a shout out to anybody? Any shout outs?
I'll just shout out to my BCA small group girls.
Right
I miss them so much, and I wish that we were hanging out in person going into third term. And I was so excited for all the activities and stuff we were going to do, and I'm sad that we can't do them. So shout out to them. I miss them.
BCA, my BCA guys, it's a lot quieter, which I enjoy. Guys, I've been able to finish Philippians, which is nice. It's a solid book. I highly recommend you guys getting into it. We're finishing it like we tried to do. But hopefully, we can meet up again, talk some more. Hopefully I'll see you guys next year. also, I'm glad we could do the McDonald's trip. That was a great time.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good memories. Cool. Hey, well, thanks, Kate. Thanks, Ben, for joining us, and we'll talk to you later.
Okay, thanks. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.